Hey guys, Debbie from Resin Hut. So guys, I've had quite a busy week this week. I decided to try a few of my new molds that came through the door in the last few days. One of them was this little beauty, really nice sized pot. I haven't actually sanded underneath yet, so I still need to do that, but it came out with pretty much no holes apart from the dreaded bottom, shall we say. So I was really happy with it, and I wanted to try the silver flakes on this because I'd never tried it before, and I thought, well, for my first attempt I didn't think it was too bad. Then I had a brainwave. Very seldom that happens, guys, but I realized that these coasters fit this mold absolutely perfectly. I'll actually bring it back, lift it up so you can, absolutely perfectly. I mean, there's no holes in the bottom, so you don't really need a tray, but I just thought that was quite a nice effect, you know, just to put that underneath like that as a trinket bowl or a pot plant. I mean, there's so many things you can use that for. You could use them separately, obviously, but yeah, what do you think? Anyway, another thing that I've been busy doing is, because I work in the industry of aviation, I wanted to do something along those lines because there's a lot of crew members that I work with that have said, oh, they'd like something that I make, but they want it to be aviation. So I tried to think of what I could do, and I came up with these. Now, I've already had an order for 6. These are actually the ladies' order, and they're just funny little, like, world's most awesome flight attendant, and what day is it, and where the hell am I? Life of a flight attendant, which is very, very true. I've woken up in many hotel not knowing what time it is and where I am. So yeah, I mean, I've cast this obviously with the Jesmonite. All I did was I put per coaster, I put 20 drops of white in, and then I just put 15 milliliters of epoxy resin. I actually used the Coty epoxy resin for these as well. I'm a little bit annoyed because I've seen a bit of dust that has actually settled, and it was really annoying because I actually put a container over to stop the dust, but I think that my heat gun is actually blowing the dust from it. I think the dust is actually collected because I haven't used my heat gun for so long. But yeah, what do you guys think? I was so happy. You know, I didn't get one single bubble in that. Came out absolutely perfect, but I must admit I tapped these like my life depended on it. So yeah, so that's what I've been busy with. And also I haven't sanded these yet, and I also did some epoxy resin coaters with the red leaf and the silver flakes in it. Still needs to be sanded. I actually used my vacuum chamber for this, and you can see there's, apart from the little specks of silver that's broken off, you can see there's not one single bubble in that. So definitely this chamber definitely works better with epoxy, like I said earlier, because it's thinner. But yeah, I was really happy with those. They're quite simple, plain, but delicate. Anyway, get back to why I'm here today. So I got this mold, and I thought, nice. And then I got the brainwave because I didn't realize that that coaster fits perfectly in that. So I then made the blue one to match that and put the silver leaf around it. But today I wanted to try the same thing. I'm going to do use it as a pot plant today. But I've always wanted to try and do a silver, sort of black at the bottom and silver at the top, or vice versa. So I'm going to use this. It's just a normal metallic silver, that paint that I've got. Now, I've been quite specific with this. I've worked out my measurement, and I need to read it out because I will forget. So the total amount for both of these is 525. It's 375 of the powder, 150 of the liquid. Now I'm going to halve it because I want to do obviously the half and the same in with the coaster. So half of it I'm going to do with the silver, and the other half I'm going to do with the black. I haven't measured how many drops I can put in of the black because, you know, as you know, the Jesmonite pigment is so powerful, you don't actually need to put a lot in. But I have for this little puppy because I don't want to go over and it doesn't set. So I've worked out that I can't use more than 7 grams of 332. So that would be half of the mixture. I hope that makes sense, guys. But if it doesn't, I will explain as I go along. So I've mixed it. I've sorry, not mixed it. I've got my powder. I've got my liquid. As always, guys, I'm going to mix it off camera. I am going to use some retarder. I'm mostly just going to use about 2 drops, maybe 3 drops of retarder, or 3 grams of retarder for this, just so it gives me a little bit of extra time for mixing. So guys, hang tight. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I'm back. So I put in 3 grams of the retarder. I'm just going to divide it, and I've also used 6 grams of the silver as well. So I'm just going to divide it quickly. I want it obviously to be about 330 in one. So it's there you go, 327. That's fine. So I'm going to just quickly mix this, because this is where I had my powder in. So I just want to make sure that this powder on the side gets mixed in, otherwise it's going to go all clumpy in the jizz. Oh no, look at that. Wow. Okay, sorry, I sounded shocked there for a moment, but yeah, it's coming up, but I'm quite disappointed the silver's not really showing, and because I've used the 6% mark, I can't really put anything more in. So what I'm going to do, one of the girls on the Jesmonite website mentioned just to put in like a couple of drops of black. So I'm going to try that. Oh, this comes out. Oh dear, I hope I didn't put too much in there. Oh, that was about 2 or 3 drops. Right, I think, right, that's not too bad actually, but what I'm going to do, I don't think I'm going to mix it up till it's one set colour. I think I'm going to leave it like that. At the moment it sort of looks like that. So let me leave that one, and let me do this black one quickly. Oh, this is coming out. It's not coming out in drops for some unknown reason. I don't know why it's doing that. Let me get. Should have really got my stirrers before I did this, but as normal, I haven't prepared. And as you guys know, with Jesmonite, you have to prepare. Now, this one I definitely want to be a solid colour, so I'm going to make sure. Right, that still looks a little bit grey to me. Let me just get off all the sides. Otherwise, I don't know if you guys have found this, when you're mixing it, if you don't scrape the sides a lot, when you go to pour it, you'll end up with white stripes, which comes out beautiful if that's the effect you want. But if you don't want it, then do you know what? I'm actually quite happy with that. I'm going to leave. It's like a really dark grey. I'm happy that all the white is mixed in with that as well. I'll show you the colour. Don't know if it really shows a lot on the camera, but it's like a really dark grey. Right, guys, let me get cracking. I know I've got retarder in here, but it still doesn't give me a lot more time. So I'm going to, I think I'm going to do the coaster first, because I want to do the half and half with the coaster. So let's do this. Sorry guys, I've actually realized it's out of camera on this. Right. I think, yeah. I'm just going to take you guys back. Sorry guys, I didn't realize you were so out of shot there. And then the same, I think it's going to be, it's quite a lot more of the stripe. So let's see how we go. I'm going to do it from the top and just pour. See how we go. Definitely should be enough, because I've done this coaster 2 or 3 times now. Actually, it's more than enough. Right, so I've put this cheap black plastic down, and it's really annoying because when you come to do the try to vibrate it, the plastic moves everywhere, where the other one I had was a thicker plastic and it just basically stayed where it was. But it was getting so bad that my my pieces were actually coming out lopsided because I burnt it so badly with the hot gun. Right. I'm actually quite happy with the color, really happy with the color. I'll quickly show you. That's the color that's come out as, and then that would be the little pot plant. I've got a little bit left over, but I'll see what I'm going to do with that. I haven't decided yet. I've got a bit of time because I've put the retarder in. Right, guys, I'm going to leave you there, and I've filled this up too much now, and I should have done half and half. It doesn't matter. There's actually a little bit of white in this grey as well, which has actually come out really nice in the mix. So I'm hoping, I was hoping for more of a half and half, but that's not to be. Try and do this. Okay, guys, I'll pause you. I'm going to carry on banging away because I've got to do this for at least 2-3 minutes to get all the bubbles out, and I'll come back and show you the end product. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, guys, if you're watching this as a two-part movie, A and B, it's because I went downstairs to put dinner on and totally forgot to plug my phone in. Obviously left it upstairs to push the unpause button. If you're not, hey, I managed to work out how to put 2 videos together in one. Anyway, guys, this has taken a lot longer than expected. It's only now got to the hot stage. This one's actually cooling off, obviously, because it's a smaller amount. I've had a little peek, I must admit, and earlier, and I could see that it hadn't molded. Sorry, hadn't set. So I finished it. It was 1:15, and it's now 10 past. So nearly an hour, guys, for this to set. So next time I might be a little less heavy-handed with my retarder, because obviously I'm only working with half a litre, not a litre. But it still says 2 to 8 grams per kg, and I put in 3 for half, so still within the perimeter of what you allowed. I was a bit concerned because obviously I was pushing the boundaries with the silver acrylic paint, and I can't really see any silver in here. I think it's just pretty much turned it grey. So hey ho, you live and learn. I'd love to be able to find a proper silver Jesmonite color that actually you get a proper silver out of it. But anyway, never mind. That is really hot now. So as I said, I did have a little peek sort of down the sides, and it seems to be set, I hope. So let's just see what this has turned out like. I did do a lot of banging off camera, not as much as what I normally do. Yeah, and it is showing because there's a couple, yeah, 1, 2, 3 tiny, 4, 5 tiny little pinpricks and a little one there. But I'm not too worried about that because that you could just file that down. That'll be fine. Back, come out all right. Obviously a little sand on that, but all in all, even though it's not silver, it almost looks like a silvery grey, if that makes sense. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but I'm actually really happy with it. I really like those colours together. I think I should have maybe mixed it a little bit more. It just seems, I don't know, a bit, never mind. I'm thinking out loud, guys. This one's really, really hot. Normally I wait for it to cool down a little bit. So let's just hope it doesn't fall apart on the camera. This is a real bugger to get this out. That's the only downside about this mold. So I think how I've been trying to do is getting the one side down and rolling it. And it seems to be working. So let's see. It's just getting it over this part here, because it's obviously this little ledge. I want to put up against myself like that. Gosh, this is really a nightmare to get it out. You would think I would have learned how to do it, because like I said, I've done about 3 or 4 molds with this already, but haven't. Oh gosh. Right, that should be better now that I've got it over. Oh, Oh, who needs a workout when you work with Jesmonite, guys? I hate doing that. It always makes me nervous. I always think it's gonna snap. Oh wow. Okay. There's a horrible little hole there, which is really annoying because not one other hole. Just that one there. But again, I might be able to sand that a little bit. But all in all, guys, what do you think? I actually really like it. The inside's beautiful as well. If you can see it with the light. Really happy. There is almost, it's almost like there's a glitter in that silver acrylic paint that I used. I must actually read on the label because it almost sparkles. I mean, you're not really going to pick that up on the camera. But I'll try and turn it and put it under the light and see if it catches. I don't know if you can see that. But, yeah, it's almost like a, I can't explain this, like almost like a fine glitter that's inside that silver. So it has, I'm just so gutted about that one little hole. That's so annoying. I've got all the bubbles out. This would have been absolutely perfect. Not one, oh, tiny little one there. But, guys, I shouldn't talk about the negatives. I should talk about the positives. I am so happy with that. That's really, really come out beautiful. Yes, there's a little hole in it, but that's Jesmonite, isn't it? Sometimes you get the holes, sometimes you don't. But yeah, I'm really, really, really happy with that. Really happy with that. Just pull all this thing off from the bottom. But yeah, so there you go, guys. Yeah, I love the patterning. I think obviously when you're hitting it down, it sort of blends slightly. Somebody mentioned on the Jesmonite website, because my partner works in quite a niche company. It's like a vibration engineer, and they were saying if you put the product onto a vibration pad, won't it mix the colors? And the answer to that is yes. Not anything more, I wouldn't have thought, than what it would be when you're tapping the sides and bouncing it onto the table, which you have to do anyway, unless you want the bubbles to stay there. So, but all in all, you can see the difference. Obviously, I haven't sort of banged this as much as what I have with this, and you can actually see the difference. This is more distinctive, the pattern, where this is sort of blended, but I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Really, it's the first time I've done a grey with the silver. But this looks more black, but it is a very dark grey. I wouldn't class that as black. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm forgetting that I'm filming here. I'm very, very happy with it. I would sit it like that, or you could even sit it the opposite way. So you've got the black with the grey and silver, and vice versa. Yeah. Anyway, guys. Yeah. I'm hoping that I did manage to get this video into one. I know there's certain apps you can get where you can amalgamate the two together. If you've got any questions or any advice, or if you do know someone that sells silver Jesmonite paint, let me know, because I would definitely want to be buying that. But otherwise, guys, I hope you found this insightful. I hope you found it useful. As I said, always remember the rule of thumb with Jesmonite is you never add more than 2%. Jesmonite is not as forgiving as epoxy, and I've had pieces where I've put in, when I first started, I put in like 8-9% of color to try and get it up, because I was using the mica paints, and it just didn't set. It's, you know, with epoxy you can play with it, and you can try and heat it up, and sometimes it'll still set, but or you could sand the color if the color's showing on the top of the epoxy, or put a top coat on it, and you pretty much get away with it. But with this you don't. There's been a few posts on the Jesmonite website regarding I think one young lady did a, I'll get my words in, one young lady did a beautiful piece, and it didn't set. Like an hour later, it hadn't set, and she hasn't used retarder, so it's not going to set, which is devastating because this stuff is expensive. Anyway, guys, I'm going to stop talking. I'm talking too much, I know. Guys, if you did like the video and you did find it insightful or useful or helpful in any way, give us a thumbs up, please. And if you'd like to see more videos, I try to do one a week. If I've got more time, obviously I do more. So if you hit the subscribe button, then you'll know when the next video comes up. But otherwise, guys, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and I will see you soon. Bye.